I've done a lot of residential sales roles, and the point of this video is to help you make more money and keep it. And these are some of the things that I've seen just with homeowners. Homeowners oftentimes cannot afford, I see so many times a homeowner cannot afford to get something fixed in their home. Now they got to go in additional debt, personal loan with 15% interest or more, just to survive and to pay for the thing that they bought and are also in debt for. Okay. I just put some numbers out here. These aren't absolutely accurate. They're somewhat in a ballpark. Obviously, your home is going to be different, but the point of this channel is to help you make more money and keep it. And I just want to educate people on what happens when you buy a house. You're being sold a dream. You're being sold the idea of ownership. But now with ownership comes all these additional headaches and costs that are going to prevent you from living the lifestyle that you want to live. I'm not against home ownership. I think equity is great, but I just want to encourage people to get their finances and their shit in order before they go ahead and buy a house, because you may have to deal with this. My dad said that the house that they bought is the worst investment he's ever made. All right. There is just problem after problem after problem after problem after problem. Okay. And it's not that he bought a bad house. It's just that the normal occurrence happened. Okay. Right now, I put this as number one because this is what he's dealing with. He's got to get a couple trees taken out, and those trees are going to cost between $6,000 to probably $12,000 to get those trees gone. That's something that people don't tell you when they're trying to sell you a house. Oh, by the way, this is how much a tree costs. Getting a new roof, I was a roofing salesman. Depending on your house size, if you have like a really small one, maybe like a 2-bedroom, it's going to run you about 10 grand. But if you've got any sort of complex house, and depending on the type of shingles you want to do, if you're doing metal shingles or whatever, you're going up to like 40 grand. This ain't no low cost. Okay, this is something that you absolutely are, and you can't just ignore your roof. You're going to have to get that. Okay, so if you buy a house, do you have $25,000 to put on the roof? Because if you need new sheathing, if you need new decking, what if you have 3 layers of shingles on your house? What if your house is old and the spacing in the attic is not up to code? Okay, people don't think about this stuff. Oh, a roof's like $5,000. No, it's not. Depending on what you need to do, absolutely not. I didn't even put gutters on here, but I probably should have. Appliances, I used to sell appliances. If you need a whole house of appliances, if you're buying the absolute cheapest, most garbage appliances, maybe you'd get away for 2K, but oftentimes just the fridge is going to be, if you got like a side-by-side or a French door, you're going to get probably 1,800 bucks would be a normal expense for something like that. Furniture, buying couch is significant. Even at like someplace like IKEA, a house or a furniture like a couch is going to be like $500. Oh, how about a well? Do you have city water or do you have well water? Because a well may run you 5 to 10 grand. Septic system, if you have that, guess what? $7,000 to $15,000. You got to dig up your whole backyard and get a new septic system for that. Sometimes the well is just not. I've known people that had to get a new well, and it was not a fun thing. Paint. I owned my own painting company, exterior painting, and it would be completely normal for me to charge you 4 grand to paint your house. And guess what you got to do with that? Pay 4 grand every 5 years. If you have cedar siding, in order to keep that updated. So that's just something that you need to be cognizant of. That maybe you didn't know that it costs that much on a cedar house. 4 grand. Maybe if you have a smaller one, maybe it's more like 2 or 3. But that would be a normal cost to hire somebody out. Electrical. My dad's an electrician. I've been in plenty of houses. I can assure you that it's probably close to $100 an hour, maybe $150 an hour. Same thing with plumbing. Just to get stuff done, you need electrical service. Here's the thing with electrical. When you get a house, you have no idea what happened before then. The amount of times, I would say at least 50 to 80% of the houses, there's something done completely wrong, especially with house flippers in the electrical department, and you have no idea what's hiding behind those walls. You have things that are not up to code, things that are just like straight up unsafe. We got amateur YouTube electricians out there flipping houses, okay? And if you want to get that done right, you may have to pay a pretty penny for that. Same thing with like HVAC. If you need to get all that shit done, that's going to be a lot. So here's the thing. Owning a house is great, but if we add all this up, do you have 50 grand cash on top of your down payment and your cash flow of paying your payments? Do you have 50 grand sitting around in order to pay for some of this stuff? If you don't have that cushion, buying a house is probably not a good idea. It would be way more financially advantageous. This is not financial advice. This is my mindset. For me, it would be way more advantageous. This isn't even everything that you could run into. If you want to have more money and keep it, it would be way more financially advantageous to rent. It would be way more financially advantageous to have delayed gratification and wait until you can actually afford to deal with the house. Having equity is great. It's nice to have that security and that stability, and that's something that I want someday. But you got to understand, like, it is a money pit if not done properly. And your real estate agent definitely ain't walking you through all this stuff. They want to sell you that house, okay? So that's what I want you to know. Right? Buying a house is great, having equity is great, but the cost of a house may cost you your lifestyle. You may be a slave. Guess what? Now you got to take out a personal loan and you're a slave to that because you didn't have money put aside for your septic system, depending on where you bought a house at. So, and these are things that insurance are probably not going to cover, okay? Oh, I've got homeowners insurance. Maybe there's a specific policy, but sometimes I know being a roofing insurance person, it's storm damage. They do not cover normal wear and tear that happens or anything that has to do with being installed improperly. So if you got a nail pop and now you got a leak and now your attic is full of mold, well, insurance is probably not going to cover that because it was not due to a natural event. So hopefully this gives you guys some mindset. Do you really want to buy a house? Do you really want to buy all of this stuff? Okay. Or maybe is it cool just to rent and be the person that says, you know what? All my friends bought houses, but I'm just going to rent. And even though society maybe shame me, I'm not living the American dream, maybe my lifestyle is a lot better because now I don't have to have all these headaches that I didn't know were coming. So hopefully that gives you guys some mindset.